Yo, 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 Big Kish back up in here. Now, when it comes to Drake, come to find out, you know what? I'm gonna let Fantastic Hip Hop tell y'all, because y'all ain't gonna believe this. Also, you're not gonna want to, matter of fact, you are not gonna want to click off this video. Make sure y'all like and subscribe. Let's see what Fantastic Hip Hop got to tell us about our friend Drake, our favorite rapper, Drake. How Drake just got caught. Y'all know I'm like holding y'all. Without further ado, let's get it.
Now, currently with Drake, when he is not busy embarrassing himself with the ridiculous lawsuit that he keeps escalating, the other major thing him and OVO are trying to do is desperately convince people that his new song Nokia is the hit track that music has needed right now.
And what I've been saying,
and everyone around him are doing
what I've been saying this whole time.
everything they can to try and trick people into believing that this song is the real organic smash record at the moment compared to all of Kendrick Lamar's tracks that are dominating the top charts, which of course with those songs they are trying to claim that they have all been boosted up to only create the mere illusion that they are as big as they are. Well, after all of the confusion that Drake has been trying to spread, all to make his own song look better and of course make Kendrick's look worse. When it comes to both Kendrick Lamar's tracks being more deserving chart toppers than anything else we have seen in so long, and at the same time, even the moderate success we are seeing with Nokia having something very clearly wrong with it going on behind the scenes.
They had a budget for it. I'm telling you, they was paying TikTokers to dance to it. They was paying look, they had a little budget. They had a little bag, you know what I mean?
Right now, we just got all the confirmation we needed to say with certainty that despite Drake's claims about Kendrick Lamar being put in place by the industry to stop him, and that the numbers Kendrick Lamar is pulling in are just a lie, in actuality, we now know that Drake has been the one who is faking his influence and lying to everybody at the same time. And now, before we go any further into this, be sure to leave a like and subscribe. It helps me out a ton. And so now with that said, when it comes to Drake, as we now have seen Drake do whatever he can to try and convince his fan base that he is the biggest victim the music industry has ever seen, and really make it this entire stunt he is trying to pull off even worse, the only thing he even remotely cares about is trying to defeat Kendrick Lamar and discredit his success however he possibly can. Really, when it comes to Drake being able to use the fans who are just as desperate for a win as he has become, the only thing he has left to do, other than bother everybody with annoying paperwork, is push the one record.
He's bothering everybody with his annoying paperwork. Tell it like it is. Don't be ashamed.
From SSS for You that has kind of stuck with people in, of course, the song Nokia. And now when it comes to the fact that despite Nokia being the most successful move Drake has made since the entire beef by far, yet the track cannot break past the strongholds of Kendrick Lamar's songs dominating everything, including Not Like Us, Luther, Squabble Up, and a few amount of other tracks depending on which chart we are exactly talking about. Well, Drake would want you to believe that Kendrick's success is all just another intentional effort to shut him out of the industry. And of course, we keep hearing that same narrative over and over again from his desperate fans, as in order to cope with the fact that a rapper is breaking records like we have never seen, they just keep resorting to the argument that Kendrick is getting all of these new listeners from fake plays and playlists because it's just so hard.
I'm telling y'all, do your due diligence, do your research. Somebody just came out and said they got paid a bag from Drake. So there's no argument here. Drake is paying people off to push his one little song on a 20-song album.
For them to accept reality. Well, now, despite all of the tedious conversation and coping that we have seen, no longer do all of us just know that Kendrick's success is about as real as it can possibly get. But now for Drake and all of the people who don't want to accept that they have lost in every single sense of the word, and in reality now, Kendrick is the one who numbers-wise...
Y'all see that? Y'all see that? 111,462,000. 81 mil. GNX came and
Drake will never even creep up to? Altogether, we now know more than ever that Drake has been lying to every single one of us and making up all of the claims he has about Kendrick Lamar and his fake numbers, all because he is upset that Lamar is just doing more on Rap's throne than he has ever been able to. And this is because after all of the baseless claims about whose numbers are real and whose numbers are not, recently none other than Spotify just checked their entire platform for music that was faking streams and had any sort of manipulation going on behind.
Oh, so chart data ain't official? Spotify has seemingly made adjustments to all-time streaming numbers for multiple tracks. Notable stream removals also occurred 1 month ago.
Scenes, and for anything that they detected was up, those numbers were wiped away from those records entirely. And now with Spotify checking this out, this is where things start to get bad for Drake, because despite people around him like current go-to producers in Gordo believing that Drake could never fail this much and Kendrick couldn't succeed the way he—
I ain't never catch that hug right there. Hold on. Out of all them grown women, you decide to hug.
And now with
Oh, she look like she grown. She look like she grown.
Spotify checking this out, this is where things start to get bad for Drake, because despite people around him like current go-to producers in Gordo believing that Drake could never fail this much and Kendrick couldn't succeed the way he had, and they have tried to spread the word about this to everyone by putting up cryptic messages about how the truth will come to light. Well, now with Spotify cleaning up their entire streaming records, I guess to Gordo's point, the truth has come to light, but in a way where Drake and everybody around him are not gonna like what they are gonna see, because more than ever, in a music industry that is seemingly trying to get rid of all of the manipulation going on behind the scenes, Spotify adjusted a ton of song streaming numbers, and because of this, a lot of songs lost streams because they were caught having artificially boosted numbers, which is of course what Drake has been trying to prove with Not Like Us. And now while certain artists and even rappers specifically like Cardi B lost hundreds of millions of streams, which just shows how fake some things in this industry we see are, with everything that
they got I heard Cardi B was going broke. I heard, but let me not say too much about her. You know she put them lawsuits out on. She put a lawsuit out on what's her name, Tasha K, something like that. Yeah, let me go and be quiet. Let me go and stop running my mouth. I'm gonna stop running my mouth.
Drake and his team have been trying to claim about how fake all of the numbers around Kendrick Lamar are. Not a single thing about Kendrick Lamar's numbers were altered one bit by any of this, which once and for all is just putting Drake's claims about the entire success of Not Like Us and Kendrick Lamar's ascension in the music industry being faked, and this pre-planned effort to end his career in a more ridiculous context than it ever has looked. Because with all of the Kendrick Lamar songs not being altered at all after this entire check that Spotify had, Drake's claims about the industry pushing Not Like Us and GNX and boosting those numbers within the worst ways possible overall have just never sounded more baseless altogether. And with Kendrick's numbers being undeniable when Drake fans and OVO have been making plans and efforts to make his music look like it's performing better.
Take back to the #1 spot this week. We're going against 2 other artists, and the gap is super close, less than 10K units. Prioritize streaming. Nokia, die trying, give me a hug. Those are the ones that'll take us to the top.
Better than it really is. It's really just the funniest thing. And ultimately what this entire moment is going to have to show every single person around Drake is that despite the ridiculous claims they are pushing and trying to build up about this major plot to end Drake's career, which is being pushed more and more each day by having Kendrick Lamar's streaming numbers go up, all of this has been earned and is not faked, and they just can't keep denying this anymore no matter how hard they try. And now, unfortunately for everybody around Drake, Kendrick Lamar's numbers were not just proven to be more than real. But when it comes to the last thing that Drake has had going for with him when it comes to his actual own music, which is the song Nokia, while everyone around Team Drake and OVO has been claiming that this song's success is so organic and that nothing about it is fake, which of course they are trying to position like that is the opposite of what's happening with Kendrick Lamar and records like Not Like Us and Luther, this is just not the case. And now I'm not saying that the entire reason this song is doing anything right now is completely fake, because we're not going to do what Drake and OVO are constantly doing to Kendrick. But what has become clear is that Drake is not even hiding how he had to put—
It's a whole army of them. It's a whole army of them. When Dot get a win, or let's just say Dot was to take a L, Dot fans are not going to be in the OVO fans comment section like, yeah, such and such and such. Bruh, when Drake get a win, he get a win. It is what it is. Ain't nobody bombarding them with their opinions and all of that stuff like they do us. Ain't it? Man, yo. Ugh, this is wild. Excuse me, y'all.
More work and seemingly fake more than he ever has to get this song that's already charting downwards to do this well. As first off, when it comes to the claims about the record being on fake playlists that are boosting streaming numbers, the song is on a good amount of those. And again, as this is something that Drake fans have loved to pull out on Kendrick Lamar and his success, this just shows that Drake is really not that different from the person they think Kendrick is. And now also beyond this, and this is where this situation gets much more complicated, there are also claims that Drake put out an entire campaign where he recruited major influencers and others to make dance trends to this songs all over platforms, and just made people play it in their content to establish this record as a bigger song and moment than anything else Drake has had in quite some time. While some of this seems to be true, I could not find anything directly beyond just users talking about it. But with that—
I don't know. There's a guy who came out and said so. It's a guy who came out. He had receipts and everything. He was sitting on somebody's couch. He let it be known, like, yeah, he knew what he was talking about too. He was dead serious. I don't see why somebody would come out and lie like that. Like, yeah, but he had it all down packed. Like, yeah, they paid us this much for that. TikTokers, boop, 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 bap, bap, boom, 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 bop, boom, 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 bap, bam.
That said, while there is no direct information about how Nokia has been able to become the first kinda successful thing Drake has done, what is clear is that when you look at specific personalities, from Kai Cenat to the Paul brothers to a lot of other big names within those spaces, there has been a recent sentiment change around Drake and his music, and looking at Kai Cenat specifically because he really reveals the most about what's going on here. I mean, from seeing his reaction when Not Like Us dropped, and even from Drake including him in his suit, to now seeing how much he has been dissing Kendrick Lamar and just overhyping Drake's new album as a whole, and specifically Nokia, overall with Kai, something has clearly changed behind.
Yeah, something up with Kai. I just got finished watching the video earlier today saying that you can tell me that Kai ain't paid off. Look at him. All bunched up and shit, man. Little blanket and shit, man. Look at him. Snuggle wuggle. Yeah, I got Drake arm across my shoulders. He around my neck. Yeah. This nigga, man. Ashy motherfucker. Word up.
Overhyping Drake's new album as a whole, and specifically Nokia. Overall with Kai, something has clearly changed behind the scenes with him and Drake, and now between this pattern we see right here, and also the fact that we know Drake has a history of doing some things behind the scenes, as we know he was using fake numbers to try and change the narrative during his beef with Kendrick, as beyond Kendrick's own bars telling us this, when the diss tracks were coming out, we saw through polls before actual people had time to voice how they felt about what songs were better, that Drake was able to fake things and make diss tracks that nobody actually thought were better than.
Hold up. Oh man, y'all see this? 22,000 votes. Only 18,000 views. Wow.
Kendrick's seemed to have better reception in an effort to try and change the perception of the beef before it was too late, but of course that didn't work. And I mean, what's clear with all of this is that Drake has definitely played the system within a way like he would never want to admit, and making it even worse for him. He's also doing the exact same things that he's claiming that Kendrick is using to get success in the first place. And so overall with this, when we look at this moment on the charts where Kendrick Lamar is just breaking record after record, and Drake has one song that, while it is his best in a while in terms of its performance, is doing nothing to rival Kendrick whatsoever. From Kendrick Lamar's numbers clearly being real, which we now can't just tell from how hip-hop and music culture has changed alongside the success of these songs, but now we have an actual way to prove it as these numbers were not changed whatsoever. From Drake clearly doing stuff behind the scenes to push Nokia more than he has ever tried to push a record in his career. Overall, what is clear is that in this rap game where the real music is lasting and the gimmicks are fading away more and more, Drake is the one who is trying to grasp onto his past success with ridiculous methods that are just spelling out that he has never been more desperate and that things behind the scenes are not like we see them. And really with all of this, Drake really just has to admit that he is no longer number one, because he is not just trying to discredit Kendrick Lamar, But he is then using the same methods he is saying are helping Kendrick, but still losing with those. I mean, you can't make this stuff up, and when it comes to the fact of why Kendrick Lamar is winning the way he is, stuff like this is the exact reason why hip-hop has moved on from Drake and why people don't want this anymore, because over everything else. We are now in a time where the record itself and its cultural impact speaks more than anything else can. And again, while Drake is trying to discredit Kendrick,
it's about culture. I used to be paid, just broke it down. How the old era is being ushered on out. It's being ushered on out. I'm telling y'all, all that mumble rap and all this nonsense, man, people are yearning for the truth. People are rising. They want something better. You can't just pay an artist, give him a budget, and he just give us anything no more. Them days are slowly going out. It's done. It's over. You know what I'm saying? And that's what we got to yearning for some substance, and we about to get it, y'all. I'm going to leave a link in the description for y'all to check this out unfiltered and uninterrupted. Y'all let me know how y'all feel about this, man, in the comment section. Thank y'all for rocking with me, man. Y'all make sure y'all like and subscribe. Big Kish signing out. I'm gone, y'all.